I'm Judy Harvin from Focus Yoga Studio, and today we're going to be making up a batch of ghee. Ghee is clarified butter. It's butter that has been simmered so that the milk solids separate and fall to the bottom, and you're left with a layer of clear golden ghee. This has a nice nutty flavor, and it's used a lot in Ayurvedic cooking. Now, ghee has a couple of other benefits. It can be stored at room temperature. So here you see a finished batch of ghee. Even though when it's warm, it's an oil, a liquid, when it's cool, it becomes a solid, and I can keep this in my pantry. I can keep it for a long time. It's said that as it ages, its medicinal values actually increase. Also, ghee has a very high smoke point, which means that compared to other oils, it can be cooked at a higher temperature before it begins to break down and lose its integrity, which is very important for health. Ghee is used, again, in cooking. It's also used in Ayurveda for other things, as a carrier for herbs medicinally. It can be used topically. Here we're going to be making ghee, but if you're interested in learning more about the benefits and the uses of ghee, check out our blog. It can be accessed through our website, focusyogastudio.com. Right on the very home page, there's a link to the community blog, and that will take you to an article on the uses of ghee. But now let's get cooking. So the first step is to start with a pound of good quality, unsalted, organic butter. We'll cut it into small chunks and place it in a pan, and then begin to heat it over low heat. It'll slowly begin to melt, and then melt some more. And then after about maybe 3-4 minutes, it'll begin to sizzle and pop and bubble. And pretty soon a froth will form on the top. At this point, stir it every so often. You can see that it's still opaque. It hasn't begun to clarify yet. Now, this is going to continue to percolate and froth and bubble for a good 10 minutes or so. And then slowly, this bubbling and this frothing will begin to slow down. It'll begin to change. At this point, you don't want to stir it anymore. The butter's begun to separate. Now you can see here that you can begin to see some little solids forming on the bottom of the pan. I'm just skimming the surface of the ghee with my spoon, but I'm not stirring it up. We don't want those solids to get stirred into the rest. You can see how the rest of the butter has now begun to become clear. And then you can see where the butter's becoming a clear golden color, and the solids on the bottom are becoming a little bit darker. They will get to be rather golden in color, but we don't want to burn them. So at this point, I think that our ghee is almost done. I've taken it now off the heat here, and you can see the clearness of that ghee and the solids on the very bottom. And there's still a little froth, but that's okay. We're going to strain that off. Let the ghee cool for about 10 minutes, and then take a jar and line it with a couple of layers of cheesecloth. And then when your ghee is still warm but a little bit cooler, begin to strain it. And those solids and that froth will stay with the cheesecloth, and the rest will go down into your jar. And then you have this beautiful golden clarified butter or ghee. This whole process will take about 15 or 20 minutes, and after this ghee cools, it will be solid and ready to store in your pantry.